All right, Daddy, I'm live. Virtual Productions, good morning. How you doing? Good morning, good morning. You having your morning coffee? Good morning, everybody. You're watching Joe. I saw him live this morning. I saw him live. So I thought I'd go live this morning and let everybody see my face. Yeah, I'm done with coffee. I've been up since 6. Good morning, good morning. How is everyone this morning? We might see a deer this morning. What? What is going on? Christopher, if you don't sit down and be still, you're going to lose that TV. I'm all right, Virtual. I'm as good as I can be anyway.
Mom,
What?
you keep closing the door.
Right now, I want the door closed because I'm trying to be live.
Fix it.
Dealing with kids already this morning, as you can see. But taking it one day at a time, that's all I can do.
Where's you?
Where's all my people at this morning? Everybody's still asleep or getting ready for church.
It's Sunday.
Yeah. Today is Sunday. You got to work on Sunday? Gilligan's Island, good morning. I will. I'll make sure that I tell them. Dad just got to going through the path and feeding the deer and stuff, so we should have some out shortly. You guys got a perfect view of it this morning. Yeah, yeah. As long as I got a signal. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that would be pretty cool. What would you guys think? This ain't a bug out location. This is home, and we out in the middle of the sticks and located on Lake Sinclair. And it's a good little spot to be in. We see deer and wildlife and all kinds of stuff. Uh, Good morning, Tracy. How you doing this morning? How is everybody doing this morning? Good morning, Carol Burton. How are you doing? How's things going on your end? You stay real busy. I love deer jerky. Now that I don't know. I don't think my dad has a dehydrator anymore. If he does, he don't use it. Oh, you do have one? Well, they say they love deer jerky. We need to make some. Oh no, we could ship it out. Carol says that'd be better after my coffee. You're just now getting up having coffee? It's 8:30 here. I didn't have my coffee and done. All right. All right, Dad. Well, I went to Ages, a hardware store here in that's right across the lake, and I got me some 12-inch and some 10.5-inch pots, y'all. I just haven't broke down and actually got everything out and spread it out to get started on them, but I got them made anyway. I got the pots bought, excuse me. The numbers keep fluctuating on StreamYard, so I don't have any idea how many people's actually in here. I'm showing 4 on StreamYard, but the chat I see more than 4, so we'll see. It'll take it a minute to update. I can't stand them jokers. Every time I hear one, it reminds me of being home, and it reminds me of Deuce's alarm on his phone. Every single time I hear one, that's what I think about. Been a long week with the Football Hall of Fame. I'm chilling today. So, did anybody? Well, Carol, you were probably in there modding, but I got a phone call last night that told me to watch Santa's live stream from yesterday. So, what's going on with Santa? Is he quitting the movement or what? Because everybody thinks he's quitting, Carol. I haven't watched it yet. Good morning, everybody. It just jumped to 7. Okay. See, that's what the word the rumor mill is already spreading. I haven't watched the live stream yet, but I had somebody tell me about it. And I wanted to know in advance if it was going to break my heart. But I know he's aggravated. Now I do know that. They said that he's just really aggravated right now. There's a lot of things that that man is, but a quitter is not one of them. Yeah, I heard a little bit about his choice, and it had to be hard. If it's the same one that got brought to my attention yesterday, so um, that's a tough move for him to make. Aw, I don't need to cry no more. I'm about cried out. Dadgum yellow jackets swarming around me. One of them trying to go in my nose. Okay, so I got some good news for the stream. Chris and Aiden's dad is going to transition Chris to his place in the first fall break of school, which is going to be October the 9th through the 13th. Yeah, he is. He's crazy. I'm telling you, Gilligan, he's that dadgum thing. He don't ever shut up. I told Daddy yesterday, I said, he's confused. I said, he's sadly confused. Daylight was like hours ago. What his problem is now, I don't know. He sits there, he crows all day long. I thought I'd get away from that sound when I left Burleson, but I guess not, huh? You guys y'all may be able to see a deer. Dad just got through putting cord out, so we stand a good chance. We'll see. I got y'all where y'all can see. Right there, y'all are aimed right at the corn path. So if we can see one, that's where they're coming this morning. Yep, he does. He makes a bunch of noise and lays a bunch of eggs, and we had a couple stray dogs that come by here, and my dad told the owner of the chickens that if he sees the dogs again, he'll shoot the dogs. So between him and the guy that lives there, they'll take care of the dogs. But um, a lot of people are not about going to the grocery store and paying $10 and $15 a dozen for a thing of eggs during that last egg shortage, which there wasn't an egg shortage. It was all manufactured and doctored to make the public think we were low on eggs. And in the end, we did actually have an egg shortage, but it's because they created it. They created the egg shortage. They stop hens from laying eggs. It'll knock them out. Then they can gouge the price up sky high and this, that, and the other. And sometimes I think they do it to see, because I noticed it was right near a holiday. It was Easter. And I was just like, it would figure that on Easter Sunday, you would have all these eggs that's just like ridiculously high. But it didn't stop people from celebrating, and it didn't stop people from getting together and having dinners and stuff. So Bidenomics, amen, and his stupid self. I can't understand how a man can sit up there in the White House and say, or even claim, that the United States as a whole is better off in the last 3 years since Biden's been at the chair or at the helm. This nation has taken a 90-degree turn, and it was all for the bad, and it was all because of Biden and his policies and all those that are supporting it, and all those Republicans and Democrats alike that are sitting on their fat baby's butt and not doing nothing while he does what he wants to do. And that's something I was asking my dad yesterday. I was like, how can they just sit back and let him do it? That's just like our governor of Texas, Abbott. It took him 3 years to do something about the border being imploding with people. I mean, I'm just like, he could have done this a long time ago. He could have done it as soon as he opened the borders. Where was he at that? Yeah, there's a bunch of those. Gilligan, a bunch of those. You're sure right. A bunch of them. And I mean, they're the worst kind of enemy. They're worse than the Democrats themselves because they're over here posing as a Republican, but doing the bidding and letting the Democrats control them. I'm beginning to think personally that it's all a show anyway. You know, and I think that's one of the things that has frustrated Santa through the majority of the movement is that the people just are not concerned about, as a whole, about what's going on in this country. And yep, he most definitely is WEF, and there's a bunch of more of them that's in our offices that are too, and some 90% of them are Republicans. We have more rhinos that's in the WEF than we do Democrats, I think. But see, the WEF and the New World Order and the UN, they're all tied into one. It's all the same people backing it. That's just like every product here made in the United States and made outside of the US. It's BlackRock and Vanguard that's controlling the game. They've been controlling it for a very long time. I wouldn't even hesitate to say before the Titanic set up, because that was a psyop. It doesn't help when protocols fight each other. Patriots, no, it doesn't, and we're not going to talk about it. Not in here. I'm a patriot, and we're not pissed to get into all that. When I've come up with this. Damn, that yellow jacket needs to get out of my face. I've dealt with this many times throughout the last 2 years. You are going to have people in a group that's not always going to agree. To me, what defines you as a person and your situation in the group is how you deal with that anger, how you deal with it. And that's where a lot of people have failed, that have fallen out of the movement, because they let that anger consume them. And they let it consume them so bad that they can't get over the bitterness. And I'm not saying that, I'm not calling names. I'm saying this is a large group of people that have had this happen since the beginning of the movement. And if you have a family, there's going to be times when families don't agree, That's the way it is. Virtual says Abbott is profiting off the huge land and neighborhoods being built for illegals in Liberty County, Texas. Yeah, but you need to, sometimes the best thing to do, Gilligan, is to agree to disagree. Agree on what you can agree on, and disagree on what you can't agree on. And be smart enough to let the shit go when it needs to be let go. I mean, in general, that's my philosophy. So who's worse off, Gilligan? The commies that want to divide us, or the people who let them divide us? You know, we're letting them do it. And there's a lot of us that keep saying, well, they're trying to divide us. They're trying to divide us. Yeah, they are. They're using it for their favor. And they're using it as a tool. And it's working. Because people don't have sense enough to sit down and let shit go, or to sit down and research on their own. They just want to accept someone's view because that's easier and they don't have to do nothing. If you are upset with one person, go to that person. Don't do it online live. Interesting. Now I'm live. You stay out of my stuff.
Can you show them?
My crap? No, I cannot, because you didn't ask to use my things. You don't use my glue guns, and you do not use my expensive ass crafting glue. Now, I got news for you. My crafting stuff is not for y'all. Because if I want to keep it, the worst thing I can do is let you touch it. Okay, I don't want to hear I'm sorry. Go on. Put my stuff up now. You know, the movement itself has really been hindered because of stuff just like that. You know, and the nitpicking and people just having a downright vendetta to take it down. And you know they got to be getting paid from somewhere. There's been a lot of couples that have. Bob Ross is good though. Um, but it's like this. I mean, you know, we only have so much time to get this done. And if you pay attention to the young people that's coming up today, these people, I'm going to tell you what, you talk to an average parent, they going to tell you that their kids are going crazy. And they're having problems just maintaining. And then, like most parents, you're starting to hear more and more parents that's just, you know, putting the kids out at 18 because at 18 they've had enough. And you got grown folks getting on YouTube and stuff talking about how they don't want to work and how nobody should be forced to work. That's just part of the Biden agenda right there. He wants everybody to sit on their butt every day and be dependent on the government. So, shoot, I remember back when you only got 13 channels. And now you got more channels than you can shake a stick at, because I got a Roku now. The kids love it because it gives them something to do. I'm all about going swimming and I'm all about getting them out of the house, and I do those things with them. Where we just step away from it all and flip the TV off and we're just done. We're going out and y'all gonna do something physical. Um, my youngest son and my dad have got a unique relationship, because they will. Aiden may not want to help nobody else on the face of this earth, but he won't turn grandpa down for the most part. And they do a lot of stuff together. Virtual says, by the way, if you don't want to know about Texas border, Michael Yon is covering it. He is even on John B. Wells last night. Oh, if you want to know about the Texas border, well, First Responders Media is covering that as well. And he's a friend from the lawn days. And I got to meet him face to face. Taco Joe, awesome man. Sweet disposition, just the coolest cat you'll ever want to be around. Gilligan, that would be the Mexican and American border. Y'all know that every illegal that crosses over the border is given new money, a new cell phone. They're given cash. They're given food stamps. They're given everything that the American family gets denied for every day, that they can't, you know, they can't catch a break, but they're just handing it to them. So when you go to the, oh yeah, that's right. That's what was in virtual. My bad. I'm sorry, because I knew, that I saw Yuma, Arizona. He's got a Patriot right up there near him. Good morning, Third. How you doing? How you doing? Um, I know, but Ukraine border more important. No, it's not. The American border is vital, because the more people you let over the border, the less America exists. And it's just that in that I mean, we got fentanyl coming in over a border. We got all this crap coming in, and a lot of illegal stuff. We got bad people coming in here that are just like not welcome in Mexican society or whatever, or where they're from. What were you and Jeffrey up to yesterday? They have overrun the emergency rooms in Texas. Wow. Wow. And bringing in with them only God knows what. Because anytime, and I'm not saying it's because they're Mexicans, if it was any other country, I would feel the same way. Because if you've got people crossing over and you have a different way of doing things, a different way of eating, different sanitary procedures, and all of these things, and then you're going to step over the border and you're going to bring all that here, I don't think so. I don't think so. But they were also worried about the sea, but they sure had them borders open, didn't they? Oops. I'm going to mess around and get stung again by one of these jokers today. I feel it coming. They swarm all around my cup. I have to keep my cut slide closed, so because if I don't, I'll open up my cup and have 15 yellow jackets dead floating. What?
You said 15 and I said drugs.
My child ain't right.
That's what you said.
Well, it's the truth. Anybody come out hollering drugs out the will you shut the door? Y'all are so bad. TV in Texas, I know.
Sniffing and scratching. Sniffing and scratching.
Yes, they are horrible, horrible, horrible here. Ugh, can't stand them. Well, see, in my opinion, Abbott could have done something the second he opened the borders. He could have blockaded it right then, and everybody was sitting back going, where's the governor? What's he doing? And, then when he finally does do something, because the people of Texas are pushing so heavy against this man to do something and saying out loud that he is capable of doing something, then what I don't get is why he continued to sit on his butt for 3 years and not do nothing. And now they're taking him to the Supreme Court because of what he did. Now that is hilarious. But you see why the rhinos don't want to oppose the left side? They don't want to oppose it because they actually attack them. They attack their money. They threaten their family. They smear them and get them ruined in the public's eye. I mean, there was an expression that I believe it was Donald Trump who said this in one of his meetings or whatever. He was like, we may not lock them up, but they won't ever be able to walk the streets without somebody confronting them about what they are and who they are. And I saw that happen myself to Mitch McConnell. And it was hilarious. They call him, I'm almost certain that's who they called up at the airport. I don't like the yellow jackets, but they're part of the terrain out here. And so a lot of times there'll be 2 or 3 of them flying around, one of them around my ear or my nose or whatever. And I just have to be real still and wait on them to go. Moscow Mitch. That's a good nickname for him. Did you see Gilligan? Did you see the video where he like zones out in the middle of a speech? And they have to get him off the podium. They thought he had a stroke, but I believe it was somebody in the chat said it was a seizure, or someone said it was a seizure. It might have been Deuce because we talked about that the other day. And I mentioned it. So, and I'm almost, it may have been Deuce that told me it wasn't a stroke, that it ended up being a seizure. Brandon Jr., for real. That's who he is, or who he reminds me of. But there is so many. I believe that a good portion of Americans just are not paying attention and not watching the news and things like that. I was like that. I wasn't a news watcher. And I still know every word that comes out of their mouth is a lie. But that does not mean that I won't sit there and watch it, because some of it there's usually a like baseline to it somewhere, you know. And so you got to watch them just to get tickled at what they're actually trying to push off. That's all right, Carol. It's Sunday. So we this is how I'm spending my Sunday morning, right here. Um, Watching the woods quietly, well, semi quietly. I got the boys always making noise behind me, but I could sit here and just look at the woods for hours. Good morning, Nina Ross. Welcome to the chat. Girl, it's 9 o'clock. Are you really just now getting up? Sometimes you can take over medium eggs and some fresh country grits with some cheese in them and throw them bad boys in a bowl together and smush them up with. I'm like you. I like to have meat with my breakfast too, but not always. Oh, you've been up since 6. Okay. Okay. Virtual Productions, what you said you had to work today. That's right. Okay. We got 17 in here now this morning. You guys make sure y'all hit that like button for me. I'm not complaining I don't have to cook. My mom, my stepmom, she enjoys it, I think. She always has. Um, she is very creative in the way she thinks. So, she'll get in that kitchen and God only knows what she puts together, but then it's kind of hard to keep track of her recipes that way, because she don't really have recipes. She just goes with it. Whatever feels right is what she does. And you have cooks that are that way. And then you got those cooks that have to measure every single thing out and make sure it's right. Yeah, but you should be off on Sunday. I think they need to go back to doing that when everything was closed down on Sunday. It ain't like you're gonna die for one day. But the way this world is and the way people have gotten, lamb fries for breakfast. That's unusual. That's different. There ain't no telling what we gonna have this morning. Carol says I'm making sausage, stuffed hot and mild peppers for dinner. That sounds good. But you're making stuffed hot peppers, right? I love stuffed bell peppers. And Gilligan said, I'm coming over for leftovers. All this talking about food's making me hungry. It's only 9 o'clock. We still got 2 more hours. I do, and especially if you put ground beef and cheese and onion and um whatever else you want to stack in there. I'm one of those rare people. I actually like the pepper as well. The bell pepper. I don't mind eating my pepper when I'm through. hot and mild peppers sound yummy. Dad is in the house and probably listening to the live stream, but he's in the house. Him and Mom talk in the mornings. They have coffee together and this, that, and the other. Sometimes she'll join him on the front porch, and sometimes she has coffee in her room. It just depends on the day. You have to make sure the light is out of the pepper. That's what makes peppers bitter when you cook them. How do you make sure the light is out of the pepper? I must be lost. I know that a friend of my neighbor in Burleson, she brought a pepper out to me one night and told me to taste it, and I bit into it, and she told me then after I bit into it that it was a jalapeno pepper, but that she done took all the stuff in it to make it hot out. So it was actually very sweet. Beef, pork, lamb, and the peppers. I'm good with ground beef. Ground beef, and you could probably do cheese and onion, mushrooms, just about whatever you wanted to put in there. Yep, you have to take that out too. Shut the door. So she pulls all that out and the seeds, and I was pleasantly surprised. But it tastes very similar to a bell pepper to me. I use my crock pot a lot when I have one. That's something you can throw in there in the morning and leave. And then when you get out of the car at night to walk in the house, you can smell it before you get in the house. And then it's off the bone, whatever it is. Just falling to pieces tender. And that's the way meat should be cooked, if you have time to cook it that way. Don't get out here and start making a bunch of noise. Grandpa must have got on your tail. Uh-huh. Grandpa done got on to him because he don't pick his mess up. And so now he's out here cleaning up his mess. You guys need to find a place to put that shovel where it's not laying on the ground. Lean it up against the fence.
Can I put it in my brother's bowl?
No, you cannot. I don't know where y'all get y'all's crazy ideas from. I really don't.
Is Carol in there?
Yes, Carol's in here.
Hi, Miss Carol.
Carol and Third are in here. Everybody kind of lounging out watching the live.
Can you see my eyes through that?
No. Okay, are you finished?
Yeah.
Then go back in the house.
Just not really.
Good morning, Miss Colette. How are you this morning? Now everybody say good morning to Colette. She's just popping in here, or at least I'm just seeing you.
How do you pronounce it?
What?
What you just said.
Colette.
Corlette?
Rain and 71 degrees. Beautiful weather. All right, go back in the house, Aiden.
Let me fix it. I messed up.
That's all right. We ain't doing nothing but yakking. I need to be doing a pot, but I just don't feel like dragging that stuff out right now.
I'll bring it.
No. I don't even have a design in my head. I need to look through my stuff and think about it before I. No, the secret design is the stuff's not here yet. We got to wait on it. Some of it's coming in. Some of it's coming in. Some of it's not. It's taking a minute, so you're going to have to be patient. It's going to be a fun pot to do, though.
Was that Grandma?
Just what? What?
The way I slid it over my face like this.
No. It's a mask, Aiden. Made out of an Amazon box. And y'all make 100 of them.
I need to paint it.
No, you're not using my paint. Because you're not using my paint.
Oh yeah, you said you wanted to get this up.
Colette, I'm okay, I guess. I still have bad times, but they're getting easier. It's getting easier. I don't think it'll ever be the same, but it's getting easier. And the more the time that passes through, the clearer my head's getting. So the more time that passes, the clearer my head's getting. So that's where we're at. Thanks for telling us, Gilligan. Oh, that's awesome. I'd like to see that. Who is Mark Z? Because Mark Zuckerberg, the retarded looking Facebook guy. Still very much have my plan in place, and I'm praying about it daily. And they said, speaking into existence, if God can do anything, if anybody can move in this, it's God. So I'm trying real hard right now to just kind of lean on Him and let Him handle it, and it's hard to do. It's hard to do because there's not a day that goes by that He don't cross my mind. Oh man. Oh, I need to see it. Let me guess, it's gonna cost to watch it, right?
Mom,
What?
is there any water?
There's plenty of water right there by the sink.
Contaminated.
Man, go on. Then go
Would
on,
you
cause
prefer me having these in or just the eye hole?
man, go on. I'm trying to have a live stream and you keep interrupting me and it's getting on my nerve, Aiden. You know I'm live, Aiden.
Do you like this or the puke?
I'm not gonna answer you because you're being rude.
Yes! We have water!
I would like to see it. That would be funny to watch. Elon Musk versus Zuckerberg. Oh my goodness. What a mixture. That's like Roseanne Barr, I think on her first podcast she did on YouTube, she interviewed James O'Keefe. And that was a very interesting podcast. Carol says, gotta run. You have a good day, sweetheart. I won't be live much longer. I just wanted to come in here and check in this morning. Turn that water off. Turn it off. Thank you.
How many people?
Go on. It doesn't matter. I want
What's
you.
your strike
I want
today?
you to go on.
60 people. Keep it going, Mama. They want to see you.
They don't want to see. You go inside and let me deal with my live stream. I got this.
Don't cut it off. Get more people.
Bye.
Get more.
Bye. Children. So no matter how hard I want them to kind of stay off camera, they just keep being put on camera. Yes, Project Veritas, very, and you know, they said things about how that ended. And basically, that was that man's personal company that he started on his own. And there's a way for the government to go in there and take that from him. There shouldn't be. There shouldn't be a way for them to go in there and do that. And that's a problem because if they can do it to James O'Keefe, they can do it to anybody. You know. So that's bad stuff. But I haven't been watching her as much as I usually do. It depends on the guests that she has on there. Anytime she's got an actor that's not part of Hollyweird, I'll watch her because they're getting down to the nitty gritty with what's going on with Hollywood. And not only that too, but it's becoming more and more common knowledge every day because you're seeing more and more people discovering it. And that ain't a good thing. So, I think his name is Tommy Tatum. I watch Tommy Tatum. He's been covering that a lot. Yeah, well, Tucker's not on. I'd like to watch. Yeah, that would be interesting, is to find out what happened with Fox News. But I can guarantee you it had something to do with loose lips, sink ships. Because if you get up there and you say it like you mean it, they don't want to hear that. I read where Yellow Jackets hate the smell of peppermint and spearmint oil. Maybe try that to detour the Yellow Jackets from your personal space. Yeah, because they sure are invasive. Most of the time, I just let them do their thing. But I have to be careful because right now I've got 4 of them on my dadgum cup. And you have to be careful when you pick it up. Most of the time they'll fly off. But sometimes you got that one that wants to get all mad because you messed with your cup and pop you with a stinger. So, Officer Tatum, maybe that's who it is. But he's funny anyway. And there's a lot of people that's starting to learn about what's been going on in Hollywood. And to a lot of people's dismay, the fact that Oprah Winfrey is right in the middle of it, and Tom Hanks, and a bunch of names that you know. Bunch of them. Beyonce's one of them. Just, you'd be shocked at the clientele list. And then there's a lot of videos going around too, releasing Epstein Island's plot logs. And you'd be shocked when you find out the names and how many of them are in government positions and they represent states, and some of them were presidents. And he's got such a good little picture of Bill Clinton wearing a royal blue evening gown. It is hilarious. Hilarious, hilarious painting. But that was at the front door when you walked into Epstein Island, from what I hear. So that, if that ain't a blackmail picture, I don't know what is. Oh, she's telling it like it is. She's done. And they went after her because she voted for Trump. Is that not the dumbest thing you have ever heard? You're going to ruin someone's career, their life, their family's lives, and you're going to do and take their money and get them deplatformed and all of this. And then the name of the show's Roseanne. So you're going to have a hard time finding somebody to take that place because there's not but one Roseanne Barr. I mean, that's why I think a lot of the I think a lot of the Republican rhinos are just like either it's fear of what they'll do to them um if they don't comply. Some of them probably see it as a way for them to go ahead and just pad their pocket because it doesn't matter what they do. Either way, they're going to basically have their way because of the way they do it. They're so dirty with it. You know, you if that was like stuff like that was common knowledge, it would destroy a person. Of course, it would. And then they're outright assault on Trump, regardless of why they're doing it. They're trying to shut him up and keep him from being president again. And regardless of what the deal is, there has to be a reason they hate his butt so much. They're afraid of him. I think that's what it is. I think they're more or less afraid of him. I'm afraid they're afraid of what he's going to let the people know. You know, I remember a podcast saying one time that when the American people especially find out about the true illusion that they live in every day, that it would just it's going to be too much for the person to bear. And I believe that to an extent. Gilligan said Oprah loved Trump until he ran for president. She sure did because she had him on her show a couple of times, I believe, and interviewed him herself. And you would see them in pictures together, and things of that nature. And for you to turn on someone just because they run for president of the United States is just remarkably incorrect. No, he wasn't. He's a businessman, and he run America like a business, and that's why we did so well under him, is because he run it like a business. The man obviously knows a thing or two about running a business. He's got billions of dollars that we don't even know about, I'm sure. You know, God only knows how much money and land and houses and assets and all this he's got. The thing that pissed him off about Trump is that they couldn't buy him. He didn't need their money. He didn't need their money. And I think he did a better job. I think America, just looking at the differences, not this about being right or left or whichever. I think he did a better job. America was sitting in a better position. And then you got that ignoramus Anthony Fauci who derailed everything with the C. What amazes me is he talked about it coming a year in advance. And they've been doing research on this particular disorder for quite some time, like going back to the mid 80s. It's crazy. Corey Feldman, a child star, and the kid that played on Home Alone tried to expose the pedophilia years ago, but no one believed them. You talking about, Corey Feldman and the other Corey was a part of that. And also Macaulay Culkin is his name, that played in Home Alone. I'm sure he did. I don't even think they paid him for being president. He really did because so many people turned on him. And, to have such a vendetta against someone is amazing to me that someone could have. But I don't even think it's a vendetta. I think it's well, we've got to stop him at all costs. Nothing's going to change that. We have to stop him, you know. And that's the way they're looking at it because he seems to be for the common good of all people. And that's why I like him. I know y'all's view is not the greatest right now because of the sun. I apologize, but there ain't nothing I can do about that. Besides move the stream somewhere. Let's see. Let me find y'all a place where y'all can not be. There you go. I fixed it for now. 5 minutes from now, who knows? But shoot, I just wanted to pop on live this morning basically to say hey and good morning to everybody. I got a couple of things I got to take care of today. So I got to make some phone calls, but I just wanted to go live and let you guys see the woods. We didn't get to see a deer, which is kind of unusual. Last couple of days, me and Daddy hadn't seen them moving. But I have a flag that's supposed to be coming in by mail too. This got the Second Amendment written across it. I'll get me a little flagpole and me and Daddy will hang that thing out here somewhere. I miss my flag. It's funny how you'll miss certain things. Many a live stream was made in front of that flag every day. I can say I miss it. I do. That was a nice flag that we had. Trump had the #1 show on NBC for 15 years, but they call him Hitler now. Trump also appeared on The View many times before he became president. Yeah, they turned on him too. And I don't even watch The View. I won't, and I'm not going to. Whoopi Goldberg, never again will I support her. Oprah Winfrey, never again will I support her. Tom Hanks, I can't even stomach watching a movie with him in it. And one of my favorite movies of all time, he plays in. And so it's put a sour place in my stomach. I never was a Beyonce fan, but that's just me. Just the things that the clientele and what they did was just ridiculous. Or what they do, because they still do it, I'm sure. You guys get to see all my cigarette smoke is blowing straight out past the camera. But aside from that, y'all, everything, I mean, y'all just keep praying for me. It's needed. Nope, don't watch them either. They get on my nerve. But the prayers are most definitely working because I can tell a change in me slowly it's happening. And some days are harder than others. Some days are harder than others. Yep, they are. They are. And have no desire to watch them. Just about everybody that's tied up in movies and network TV is part of the problem. And because you have to literally keep doing that. You know, they just they're a part of it. You have to be complacent. And you sign that off when you agree to let the industry make you famous. So that's what they do. Not just for me though. Y'all pray for Deuce too. Um, just pray that God'll work, you know. And I'm trying to keep myself motivated and positive about things. And if I really get to missing him, I'll call him. So, you know, sometimes you just have to bite the bullet and pray when you can't pray. You know, when you feel like you're defenseless, that's what the best thing to do is to let God handle it, because I made a mess of it. Obviously, he did. A lot of other things contributed to it. So let God handle it for a while and see if he can do a better job. But for the most part, yeah, it's getting easier each day. And I think once I sit down and really think about a pot design, because the pots I got now are bigger than the last ones. So I got to make sure that when I'm designing them out in my mind that, I got it, that it's proportioned. So I got to be careful on what I put on them. And I'm kind of waiting on some of my other supplies to come in because they had them really, really cheap at AliExpress, and I ordered several because I want to have more of a selection than just patriotic pots. The bumblebee pot I could go ahead and do, and that's probably our next project is the bumblebee pot. And I'll use one of the big 12-inch pots to make it. And I just got to sit down and drag all my crap out and get motivated to do it now. It's a lot different than having all my stuff in one place at Deuce's and being able to work just about anywhere as to keeping everything in a backpack to keep it in one spot and have to drag the whole backpack out just to do a pot. But we'll get a little more organized as time goes on, and I'll be able to put it somewhere where all my craft stuff will be together. So I know it does. I know it does. And it's just a matter of me getting everything together in one spot. I know basically where everything's at. It's just a matter of getting all the supplies out, stretching it out here. I'm kind of too waiting on a call from the school system to get the kids out of here during the day, where when I started working on it, things are quiet. And so there's several things holding me back right now. But as soon as the time will be right, you guys will see. We'll do a pot soon. I don't know how long it's going to be. I'm trying to give a little bit of time for some of this stuff to roll up in here that I need for the next one, the one that nobody's talking about yet. So I got to get some stuff together for that. I got to see what gets here and what doesn't, because I had to order a bunch of like interesting stuff that could help. And then my mom's got some stuff too, I think she's getting. And when we put our two groups together, we might have something. But you guys, y'all have a safe Sunday afternoon. And we'll be back in a day or two. And we'll go live and do a pot. But I don't think it's good. I can't even figure right now. I'm just having such a hard time focusing on it. So that's part of the problem. But we'll get it done. And I enjoy making the pots with y'all. It's fun, and I try to include y'all as much as I can on what we do, so I can, it's most definitely therapeutic. But y'all have a good rest of the Sunday, and we will touch base with y'all sometime next week. And hopefully we'll be going to school with the kids here pretty soon. I'm sleeping okay. It just depends on the night. And y'all stay safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.